All right, Strive with Steve, gang. How's everybody doing? This is something that you guys will rarely ever see me in, or I'm not gonna say rarely ever will, because things always change. Life's changing, life's starting to move a lot quicker. I probably will have something like this on more often. But up until this point in my life, hardly ever wore one. Until about 3 years ago, I was raised to the sublime degree of a Master Mason, Penn Lodge 709 in Concordville, PA. One of the things I realized when I became an official Mason was that I've actually been a Mason most of my life. You become a Mason in your heart first, and then you actually search out Masonry, in the physical aspect of life. That's joining a lodge, creating the camaraderie and the friendship with your brothers. That's going through all the philanthropy that we do. So just a little bit about Masonry for those that don't know. There's a lot of branches of Masonry. You'll hear a lot of people throw degrees out. 32nd degree, 33rd degree. My wife calls people the Grand Poobah and whatnot. But essentially, Blue Lodge is the core aspect of Freemasonry. The Marines have their motto, the Marines, we make good men better, and that's kind of very similar to the motto we go by. We take the good men that are inside of good men and make that aspect of them better. It's a group that has a lot of appendant bodies. We have got other Masonic groups rather than just Blue Lodge. So tonight I'm on my way to, Blue Lodge, a base meeting, and we are raising somebody from an entered apprentice, which is the first degree, to a fellow craft Mason, which is the second degree out of 3. Once you're a Mason in Blue Lodge, you can go on to become a Scottish Rite Mason, which is where the 32nd and 33rd degrees come in that you hear about. You can go on to become a Shriner. Shriners are very, very well known for their philanthropy. They're also very, very well known for their playfulness. They've got a lot of gala events that they put on, a lot of balls. They participate in a lot of, we participate in a lot of parades and activities, and we've got the mini go-karts and the mini Corvettes and mini motorcycles, and raise lots and lots and lots of money for Shriners Hospital. For those that don't know, Shriners Hospital totally runs off of donations. It's a non-profit organization, and it can't do anything without the help and support of Shriners across the country. We do a great job at raising money to help kids. Kids with serious problems, they couldn't get medical help anywhere, we bring in and we give them all the help and support that they and their families need. So I'm kind of doing this tonight, impromptu video. I told you guys that I'd be throwing myself out there, I'd be letting you guys know who I am, and also told you how much I like helping other people. So, literally, I said at the beginning of this that you become a Mason first in your heart, and then you become a Mason known to the outside world, where other people know that you're a Mason. And that's so true in my life. I mean, I've always had a caring, helpful attitude about people. Been doing whatever I can to help people out. Going out of my way, monetarily, time-wise. I mean, whatever it takes to help out, a fellow human being, especially a fellow human being in need. I've been doing all that all my life, and it wasn't until maybe about 5 years ago or so that I actually started to do some research into the Masons. I was like a lot of people in the general public, Freemasonry, he's a Mason. It kind of had like this secretive allure about it. You hear Masonry and people think Masonry Illuminati, and then you see movies, where they sometimes they glorify Masons, sometimes they try and make Masons look evil, like they're controlling the world with puppet strings from behind. And I've only been a Mason for 3-4 years, whatever it's been. So I can't speak to all Masons or everything about Masonry. I can only speak to what I know. But everything that I've seen, everything I've been exposed to it so far, it is truly just an organization about becoming a better man and being more giving, caring man to your fellow human being. So that's what I've always been about. That's what I'm about right now, and that's the reason why I'm a Mason. So the only other thing, I only got a couple more minutes before I got to Lodge here. Luckily, Lodge, at least my Blue Mason Lodge, isn't that far from home. My Scottish Rite Lodge and my Shriners Lodge are further away. But anyway, one of the other things I wanted to talk about is the amount of time it takes to just be successful in your life. Everybody's going to have a little bit different philosophy on what success is. To some people, success is purely driven around what the size of your bank account is, what kind of vehicle you drive, how many people you can treat to dinner, showing off with money. To other people, doctors, they make money, but I think a lot of their success that they get, that they feel really good about in their heart, is about the the level of service that they're able to provide humans in general. There's people out there that coach, there's people out there that volunteer with their time that don't make a lot of money or don't make any money for their time. I consider those people to be very, very successful. There's people that get up every single day to go to the gym because they're working on a goal, and they might not have the job they love, they might not love their life or anything like that, but they've got the interior motivation, they've got the drive and desire to do something every day to try and change their life. I consider that success. So there's a lot of different levels of success. A lot of different people have different definitions of success. One thing I would just like to see everybody out there that's listening to me is find something that I say on any one of these chats that I do that helps you find something inside of yourself that's going to make you feel more successful about your life. I mentioned volunteering opportunities and coaching, and I've gotten a lot out of all the volunteering I've done in my life, and I've certainly got a lot out of all the coaching that I've done in my life. My coaching career, I started out coaching my kid. Coached my kid from 5 years old through when he graduated high school in one way or another. And, he still calls me up and we still have serious conversations, about life and how to handle situations and how to handle bills and pressure and everything. So, in that aspect, even though it's not a coach-athlete relationship, it's a father-son, coach-student relationship, and I'm continuing to help foster him, I coach my daughter right now at my job at work. I am getting paid for what I do at work. I'm doing some developmental work in a refinery, changing, scheduling, doing a bunch of different things to help their process move along. But the most rewarding part of it to me is not being able to implement these new things, not being able to initiate the change. It's to see the enjoyment in the end user's experience when I sit down and I'm willing to give them that one-on-one time. Not just to show them where they need to point and click and tell them what they need to do, but as I dive into explaining and teaching, I'm giving them a lot of the philosophy and a lot of the thought processes that are going through my mind, to put that project together, why we're doing something now that might not seem like we're getting a value add out of it, but once everybody gets to a high level of proficiency at what we're asking them to do now, we can bring in another phase where we can measure different business KPIs and whatnot. So everything I do, I try and do in a manner that makes me feel personally good about myself, and I try and find a way in everything I do to help somebody else. So if you watched any of my other videos, I'll probably continue to repeat myself with this. I found drive in other people, and I'm trying to take a lot of what they're teaching me on a daily basis. For those that were just wondering, I'm in my Jeep, just past the Jeep. Got to give the Jeep wave. I'm trying to take what I learn on a daily basis and relay that message to as many people as possible. And I believe right now that doing that efficiently to as many people as possible is going to happen through the form of video. I have a lot of people that ask me at the gym, will you personal train me? When are you going to personal train? Are you certified to personal train? I'm a certified personal trainer, but I opt not to do personal training only for one reason. The time that I choose to invest at the gym helping people in their training efforts is a lot more rewarding to me to do a class environment, and to have, you know, a small class of say 6 or 8 people show up to a huge class in Pack Fitness at Aston, which might, you know, be 15 or 16 or 18 people, which packs the room. You know, or some of the other organizations that I've worked with bigger rooms, you get in a room where there's 30, 40, 50 people that are there all with a common goal in mind. You know, different motivations, but a common goal. I get a lot out of that. So I've been chatting for a few minutes, and I am now backing into my parking spot at Lodge. I see some of my Lodge brothers up there that were congregating on the front porch, getting ready to go inside, and that means that we are getting ready to get rolling. So I am going to get rolling, guys. This has been Strive with Steve, just a couple minutes of what's on my mind. I love you guys, and we will chat later. Take care.